just want a house. Baby. You know, something normal. I really do want that.
Why On the Road? What attracted you to the movie?
The book. I read the book as a freshman, and it was the most fun I'd ever had in school. I suddenly became very aware that that was, you know, that many doors were opened that I definitely wanted to go through. And I met Walter a few years later, and we clearly shared whatever that was, that got us going about the book. And yeah.
So obviously, I mean, you read the books, that was part of your research, but what else went into it? I heard that you did, like, listen to a lot of recordings.
There were hours of tapes that my character, who is named Lou Ann Henderson, not Mary Lou, did in her 40s, where she sort of recalled those years of her life in great detail. And those tapes got inside of all of us. It was like we were sitting around this table and suddenly looked around and just like couldn't help but sort of like start laughing. It was just, she was so she was, I mean, obviously she was very interesting. She revealed a lot about the characters. She revealed a lot about sort of how that trip was for her, which is not on the, you know, forefront of the pages of the novel. And I think just above that, though, everyone just fell in love with her. And it was like, wow, that's the effect. You know, Jack talks about it in the book, and obviously you can imagine, and how sort of magnificent these people were, especially Neil and her. And I think we all heard it firsthand and suddenly just went, whoa. we have to really go there. We have to really like up our game.
Right. So you're Mary Lou, right? But you're obviously also Luann. Is it hard to draw a distinction between the two? Is there a distinction between the two?
There is, yeah, absolutely. You know, that was something that the boys were really aware of and sort of had to remind themselves often that, you know, they were not playing Neil and Jack. They were playing Sal and Dean, and even Jack was really aware of the difference between the two. He made excuses to them the first time they read the book, like, look, I had to change a lot, and it's, you know, it's a story, and don't be mad at me because I was kind of mad at you when I wrote that. And I think that the reality of the story is felt within, especially my character's story. Nothing's changed. It's very, very faithful to the book. I think just knowing her a bit more and knowing the course that her life took just actually made it a more well-rounded experience to play. Not that to consume it you'd ever even know, but I think just to sort of have that reassurance that she was A-okay made it easier to play the part.
Right. And lastly, you know, I think there's a reading of the book that states that all these women are sort of acted upon, but I'm not sure that that's the case. I think that maybe they sort of have more choice and more decision than what others might think.
Yeah, it's sweet when people are like, oh, those poor girls, they were just used up and spit out by the guys. I just think it's, you know, it is funny when people try to sort of identify with the female aspect of, you know. I love it when guys say that because it's actually revealing that they're kind of, that outlook is fairly misogynistic as well, to think that they were being taken from in a way that they weren't receiving, or in a way that they didn't absolutely require as much back in return. And it was, you know, it was a special kind of person that could keep up with him, but at the same time, we did come to know for sure that she was a formidable partner. They raised each other, like, you know, she very much was a counterpart. And literally bottomless pit. There was nothing that you couldn't have willingly. She was giving it to you. Like, it was like, yeah, pretty special.